Hi there, this is Åsa with a new scrapbook process video. Today I'll be playing with mixed media, and this is one of those times when I regret doing what I ended up doing. But I had one of these point of no return moments, and I didn't take it. So this will be a bit of a cry moment, but I try not to whine too much about it, because I can't do anything about it. Anyway, it's just paper. I'm working with 4 photos from a lunch we had a couple of weeks ago. We were in the woods and we were picking mushrooms, and then we had lunch with us. So when we had gone for our forest walk, we sat down at the top of the ski slope that we have on the mountain just beside or behind where we live. And we sat there and looked over our pretty town. And I took a couple of photos, and they happened to be so close to each other that I could place them side by side and get this really nice 12-inch panorama page or photo. I have die cut an overlay with chevrons, and it's from the Silhouette studio store, and that will be on top of my layout, and I will build my page upon that one. I have cut out a piece of watercolor paper. It's just a couple of millimeters short of 12 by 12, but it will work fine under this overlay. And now I'm going to do mixed media bonanza on that page. I want to draw colors from the photo, so I'm going through my swatch of colors that I have in my collection to see which will suit this skyline and the nature in the lower half of the photo. So I'm trying to see which of the many blue shades that will fit, and actually I think blue is one of the hardest colors to match, because there are so many different types and many different warmnesses to this color, and I think also that the human eye is very sensitive to blue for some reason, and I think it's hard to work with blue, because I never seem to get the right colors. I also picked up on the green and the almost greenish yellow color of the grass and the vegetation there. I'm starting off by just lightly spread clear gesso on my watercolor paper, and I'm drying it up with my heat tool. I really wanted to make a wet, messy background for this page, so I needed to prepare the paper for some heavy water and mixed media treatment. Now I'm starting a bit slow and careful with some gelato, and that was not what I had in mind, so I will quickly mix up and go a bit more bold with this background. So that was not what I had in mind, and I got a lot of residues from the crayon when I painted it. So now I'm just painting with the crayon directly onto the paper, and I'm adding a lot of water, and then I go on with more colors. I try to get the order of the colors so that it resembles the sky and sea, and then the forest, and later on also the grass that we are sitting on. So I'm using a mixture of gelato crayons, Heidi Swap Color Shine, dilution inks, and neo color crayons, and yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all the watercolors I have. And I'm getting a really nice background there, but I wanted it to be more texture, so I'm taking out a couple of my or one of my own homemade stencils to see what I can do with that. Since I have treated the background with clear gesso, the paper holds really well. You can see there on the left side of the page that I have an area that is very dark blue, almost like a V shape, and I think that's one of those places where a place where I didn't get enough gesso. So now I'm placing the stencil on the background, and I'm wiping off paint with a baby wipe through the stencil, so I get these kind of circle shapes in more of a white color, and then I'm drying this up with the heat tool. Now the mistake happens. I will cover up that beautiful background with that overlay, and I so regret it. How can anyone be that stupid? I don't really know. And I will also sew with the sewing machine, so that it's totally it's impossible to have a second chance with this project. So this was not a good move. I regret it so much. But you have to live with your decisions, and I'm living with this one. But I don't like it. I glued everything together with a glue gun, and that's because my ordinary adhesive doesn't work very well with these heavy papers, especially not if I have been using gesso. So I used the glue gun and just adhered the overlay on top of that beautiful watercolor piece. Now I'm going to put my photos on this lovely background. I think that I saw already at this stage that it was something off with this page, because when I placed the photo on that piece, it looked really empty. It needed some kind of border, but I had no clue what kind of border I needed. So I took my layout and went down to the basement where I have my sewing machine, and I made several stitched line all around the page, and I also stitched around the photo, or the photos really, and now I'm securing the threads on the back side with some office tape. On the front side there I'm just cutting off the thread. And since I couldn't go back from here, I needed to frame the photos in another way, so I decided to use die cuts. So I went to my stash of just random die cuts that I have, and I seem to have gone into the folders with Chimel, and yeah, I think it's mostly Chimel and perhaps some October Afternoon die cuts, and I just tried to find die cuts that went with this color scheme and didn't stand out too much in either theme or color. So an old camera it is, Viewmaster reel, some tags, and just word die cuts there. And then I found this flag banner in the Bow Bunny, what's this called, the boardwalk collection from this summer, and I found a couple of pieces there, some of those 2x2 cards and that flag banner, and I decided that I needed to add something, so that could be it. And I just looked around for a couple of other elements to try and see if it added or took away something when I tried them on the page. So now I will start building a couple of clusters. I will end up with 3 different spots on this page where I have die cuts. I thought that the banner was a bit empty, or it hung unnaturally on the page, so I got some twine and just glued the twine onto the die cut. It ended up being a bit too straight. I should have looped it in some places, because when the thread went off the edge, it behaved totally different, and that straight line there looked a bit odd. But I will try and lift the thread in a couple of places later when it have dried, and I will also add plenty of bows to break off that very straight line. So now I'm gluing down these die cuts, and I placed a couple of them on 2mm foam dots, just to give a bit of extra dimension. By adding elements to this page in red, I try to get them in all the 3 spots. By adding red, I think that I gave this page a facelift. It was something that was needed to give a break for the eye, or a combination that made the layout okay to watch. Because before I added the red, it had no contrast. It was too flat for the eye, and the red broke off that flat feeling. So it kind of made it made something good for the eye anyway, and I was really pleased with the effect. Now I'm doing something strange that I have not tried before. I wanted to make that twine a bit more interesting, so I decided to make bows on the twine, and I will make 3 bows on the same twine. That was actually a bit hard, and I never thought that it would be working, but I managed to pull that off, and I will most definitely use it again. I think it resembles those tails on kites. You know, the tail. When you see a kite or a drawing of a kite, there is often bows or kind of flags on the tail, and I thought those 3 bows on that twine resembled that, and I thought it was really pretty. So I will try and remember so that I can use that technique again. Then I'm making bows to place on the thread where the flags are, just to make that line stand out a little bit less. I don't know if I succeeded there, but I also, like you see here, I'm pulling the thread off the glued the glue, and making it a bit more curved or more naturally flowing. And now I'm gluing down those bows, and I will make the finishing touch for this layout. The title for this page will be Lunch View, and I am spelling it with a kind of chipboard thickers that it's black with a stitched white line outline on the letters, and it's really pretty, but it's not the convenient type where it's easy to change the letters into other letters like I like to do, but I managed to make some kind of experimental lettering there, and I used 2 L letters and some squiggly lines there to write T, and it works. It's not pretty, but it works. And then I'm trying to fill in some of those stitched lines where I thought they needed to be. And I can't say that I hate this layout. I don't at all, really, but I wish that I had done differently. Now I'm adding a couple of smaller elements here and there, just to make the layout look more finished. It's a couple of small word tags and some just labels with the words on them, and I'm trying out a couple of other things, but I end up with just a couple of words. I have these 2 like boxes with tiny embellishments, and I seem to forget to use them. They are there are too many items in those boxes, so the possibility to get an overview or find what you're looking for is really small, and I don't know really how I'll organize it, but while I went through them this time, I took my chance to throw away some of those that I will never use. So that was mainly items that I had cut out myself, and they weren't that good looking after all. I had an empty space there, so I put a tag there, so it said love, and that will be the last thing with this page. Here are some close-ups and still photos of the finished scrapbooking page. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this rather different process, and I hope that you will come back to my channel soon again. Take care. This is Åsa. Bye.